Flat World for Sunday, December 26th, 2021. Do 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 do.
I want a girl who will mine for her diamonds. I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community. She's flying through the air. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Whose shield is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her end from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Who's the guy who conquers death? The mister with the whispers when Mumbo forgets. After introducing Pearl and Gem to say we're settling a continent. Shoulder to shoulder, surrounded by water, beyond which reset, risk your face if you wanna. We live close, we build close, we speak in proximity. Season 8's here today, still in its infancy. Mumbo is saying go, everyone's cheering, suddenly scattering, always unfearing. Though it passed by without Mumbo mentioning, there's a crew, you know who to keep you adventuring. Asuma securing villagers, Pearl on fine architecture, Joe grabbing supplies, ready to throw at the first fools who die. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The very first to die, B-double-O, don't cry. Pops and quite chagrin, takes some apples and he flies. Zombie Cleo's next, needs an axe for the road. Geared up and cheered up, she's off with some lows. Gemini and Tay appears slain by Jevin, but B-dubs is back before Joe loads the first chest in. Then Pearl's killed by Cleo, who Joe had armed previously. Then Cleo's dead too per Isco mischievously. Impulse SV got blown up by a creeper, says he won't be back, but how can he be sure? Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The resupply crew. Asuma laddering a mine shaft. The resupply crew. Pearl egging a shell. The resupply crew. Joe, lava-ing a portal. Yo, you're immortal, here's a doorway to hell.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy?
Who's the guy who struck his first die encircled suddenly by 3 of his friends? Tango, Corrales, and B-double-O, all armed and armored to shake down Joe. Threats bacon triplicate fully surrounded. Joe took to the sky with Cobble unbounded. Lava to dump on the brigands below, or on himself. Misdirection, let's go! Heading down to somewhere with coordinates in hand. Bridging and a tunneling connecting flower forest land. Cleo is away, so Joe leaves her a saddle. He hopes as he does she won't use it for battle. Returning to world spawn and lighting his tunnel, he keeps striking lava and dies a whole bundle. And drowns hunting squids, though he tried his best. But no worries, back at world spawn there's a resupply chest. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. One chest becomes 4 labeled in stock. The shell thickens yet with smooth sandstone block. Bushes are placed, ravines are filled in. Also the hermits can keep adventuring. If dying is losing, then living is winning. Episode's done, but the show's just beginning. Pick up some tools, some potatoes and steak, and show 'em you're real, give 'em season 8. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing stronger. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And tonight, y'all are my live streaming audience. We are in my season next Brainstorming Flat World. And for those of you who missed the bonus stream where I built the flat world, basically what we're doing, the quick pitch on this, is we're building different boards with kind of an arc for the season and what we want to do at different times. And so I'm kind of aging the Caesar like a fine copper, right? So we got a board for the first 2 weeks of the season. This will probably end up being the most detailed because I'm trying to come up with ideas for like spawn resupply. Oh, that's terrible. Hold on. Let's get a different color dye here. What? Is there? Yeah, there it is. Boom. That looks good. Okay. So spawn resupply, starter house, first shop, and community projects, right? Are kind of what we're looking at in the first 2 weeks, right? Then, as we get into mid-game, I want to build a electrical component garden, and I want the electrical component garden to surround the area that once we get into the late game will eventually be my mega base. So basically, we'll be building the view from my base before we build the base, is kind of what I'm thinking. So, Mystica's Free says, Joe, kind of random, but there's some streamers who have a Twitch add-on that does auto-captioning. Do you think that's something you could possibly set up? Not at this time, because I stream on a lot of different services, and I also, because of my accent, a lot of auto transcriptions don't work. What I would prefer to do is to be able to hire a live transcriptionist, but there's no way to financially make that happen right now. So my advice would be to, if this is a problem for you, please watch something else. I'm sorry. I can't. It's one of those things that the off-the-shelf solutions for this are a bad fit for me, and so I'm unable to provide that service at this time. But yeah, so the idea is for my mega base to be a pinball machine. Yes, Gabriel Miranda. I am not doing a joint mega base with Cleo again this time because we had a lot of fun with that last time, and I think we would definitely be willing to work on projects again together. But that was kind of one of those things where we were going to, we kind of intended for that to be a just that season thing. So, okay, so let's go ahead. Grant Rogers says that would be cool to be a live transcriptionist. I have talked to several live transcriptionists about this idea. I'm just not financially in a place where I can make it work yet. But yeah, I mean, realistically, it would probably be better for people to do something on their own end with audio capture and transcription because they're going to be able to tune that better than I can. Okay. So, here we are. Is there going to be a shopping district in the next season? I don't know. I still haven't figured out what kind of shop I want. So, let's get back to what the point of this flatland is, though. So, we're going to start off with some brainstorming walls. Wait. Oh, no, I forgot to wax these. So, hold on. How do you make... What is that called? Is it called honey? I forgot to wax these, and so they are now... or I need an axe, maybe. Will this work, the shears? Axe. Boom. Okay, we need to wax these 3 stages. That also means that these have not been waxed yet. Okay. Betabug says, wait, does YouTube enable the ability for live transcription? No, but if I had somebody doing it for me, they could be feeding it into my OBS, and then I could send it out to every service. So... Or I could possibly set Restream.io to set up a copy of my stream that just has the transcriptions on it. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I'm not there yet. And I might not be for years. Okay. Yep, so we needed the honeycombs for the wax. Yeah. The AI might catch up before the live transcriptionists do, but the AI isn't there yet. So it's a race between my finances and the AI. We'll see who wins. So. Season Plague says OBS has a plugin for live transcriptions. Yeah, but I don't have I can't afford a transcriptionist hourly right now. And the AI does not meet my quality standards. So that's where we are. So. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working on the next board here. So if we go, basically we had this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 over. Okay. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 over would be getting us up to here. My pinball machine base will not be playable. It will be like a giant scale model of a pinball machine, but it won't be, it will be like, so we're going to build the component garden in the kind of so my plan is, first 2 weeks, focus on respawn area and resupply, starter house, and early game shop. Then weeks 3 through, I don't know, whatever, start working on a giant garden of electrical components. That will be massive scale electrical components surrounding where I'm going to put the pinball machine mega base. And then, Mark Jansen says, volunteer transcriptionist. Look, if a fan wants to transcribe my stuff somewhere, put it on Twitter or something, then they can. I'm not going to go after them for copyright, but that's a fan initiative. That's not something that I'm going to do. It will never be an official fan transcription. It will just always be a fan transcription at this point. DJ Frogtime says, what are you hoping to brainstorm tonight? I am hoping to brainstorm a little bit about the component garden and what I'm calling our mid-game. So this is like before we've got unlimited items and stuff, right? Don't forget to make time for farms. Yeah, well, so the thing is that I'm not sure what farms I'm going to need yet. That's part of the brainstorming thing, is if I get in here and I'm like, oh no, I'm going to need a bajillion iron, then maybe I need to build an iron farm, right? But, yeah, we are brainstorming the next season of HermitCraft right now. Creepy Terror says, what will the theme of the pinball machine be? That is something to worry about over here in the late game section. Once resources are no longer a problem, the giant pinball machine will be giant. Welcome, Lady Bullet 9 General Electric. I did indeed survive with that elytra and those fireworks. Yeah, we'll need a lot of concrete powder for plastic parts and bold colors. That's the thing, is we can't start building the pinball machine mega base early game or even mid game because we need don't yell in all caps there, Pybro. What's the length of downtime between seasons? Usually 3 to 5 days. But that's not the case this season. We were asked to only say that the next season begins soon, which I've written on this piece of paper that you can barely see because the camera's still very small. But tips are indeed welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. So if you want to see the word soon larger, Jill Jackson says, oh, I made both the before and after Beetlejuice house and the Sims, so I can tell you it's non-Euclidean in both states, but might be a fun challenge to make mid-game. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be a hard one. Will the map for the next season be larger? I think the map for last season was infinitely large. We didn't have a world border. Okay. Asking if you can ask a question is normally a timeoutable offense, but because your name is offensive, it's just a ban. Don't call attention to your offensive name by breaking a different rule unless you want to be banned. Dear Abalo, please stop spamming the same question. If I don't want to answer a question, then repeating it just gets you timed out or banned. I'm the only moderator here, so don't annoy me. Okay. So, can you trade with pigs for gravel? Maybe. Colin Flack says, why was Season 8 so short? Basically, that was one of those things where we didn't really know what to do when Mojang broke the game and broke the update into 2 halves. And we kind of figured, well, we can either try to have a short season or try to extend it by deleting everything beyond the world. And we'll see what makes sense at the time. 99% of HermitCraft is us doing things and going, this will matter later. We'll see what makes sense at the time. But, yeah. Idea for the pinball table. Subfloor trap with appropriate mob wearing a pinball hat running around the table as if being played. The problem is the pinball table is going to be too giant of a scale for a mob hat to be a, like, good choice there. Mysticus Freeze says, when did you decide to end the season early? The idea of possibly ending the season early was there from the beginning, but honestly, I did not know for sure if the season was going to end early or not until, like, basically the day we actually ended it, because even when we decide things, we constantly change our minds, which is one of the reasons that it's so hard to figure out, like, are we adding new hermits? Are we picking a seed? What are we doing with this? What are we doing with that? Like, I don't know. Like, and people have been asking me about, like, well, what about new hermits joining? Are there going to be new hermits? And it's like, well, we haven't talked about new hermits, but, like, 80% of the hermits that joined, we decided to invite them, like, the day before we started recording that season. Like, I don't think Zombie Cleo had more than 24 hours notice that she was in Season 2 of HermitCraft. Like, And I don't think Tango and Impulse like it's not something that we like. Nothing we do is well planned. There's a lot of like we'll probably do this or maybe we'll try that, but like even when we think we know what we're doing, we frequently change what we're doing. And so like I didn't know I knew that the group wanted to end the season and have the moon crash, but I didn't know if it was actually going to happen. Because I've been here since season 1, and we make a lot of decisions that don't happen. It's very fluid, okay? So y'all, like, don't stress out too much about, like, ooh, I wish the Hermits would tell us what they're planning, because even when we talk about what we're planning, we don't know if what we're planning is what we're doing, right? So, like, if you, yeah. Fear the Storm says, "This, not gonna lie, this makes me so much better at my own poor decision-making skills." Yeah, we are improvisers at our core. And so the thing is, because so many of us got this far on improvisation, right? What'll happen is we'll make a decision and then our improviser instincts go, that was the wrong decision. We should change it to what we now feel is the right decision. And we're improvisers. We'll be fine anyway, right? It's better for us to go with our strengths, which is improvising based on our guts, than to follow through on a bad idea because we had it in the first place, right? Will there be mods in HermitCraft Season 8? I only bring mods in on days where I can't watch the chat myself. I don't know Reyna, but Jono is Ren's brother. I'm not going to build a slime block pinball machine. The pinball machine I'm going to build is going to be at a gigantic scale so you can see how the parts work. Username says, are decisions then decided unanimously? No. That would be insane. Hey, we got our first YouTube tip of the evening. Oh, and looks like some PayPal tips rolled in too. Let me get my abacus here. Boop. So thank you very much to Alex Macaroni for the 5, who says, I've had a thought. Since the game wouldn't be playable, you can make a Redstone song that plays when you click the play button. Yeah, but I don't want to get copyright strikes. Hey, also rolling in via PayPal, Tommy Boye with 20. Boom! That gets us our first face camera expansion, so please direct your attention down here to the next inventory slot. So I can say, howdy y'all, Grow Hills here, expanding as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. Dee-da-dee-da-dee, dee-da-dee-da-dee-dee-dee. And, Tommy says, good evening, Joe. Almost 2 years ago, I met someone who would become my partner and best friend thanks to you and your community. Today, we finally got to meet in person. We both feel like we owe a lot to you, and we're so thankful for you giving us a space to meet. Here's to the future for all of us. Hey, that's awesome, Tommy. I am so proud and happy that like this community is a place that people can make meaningful relationships that last and can be, you know, more than just hanging out here. So that's fantastic. Good for you both. Also, we got a tip from Paige here for 20, who says, happy holidays, let's grow. Boom, 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 boom. So that's going to put us 5 past our next expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to grow hills. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Okay. And so somebody asked, so we are 15 away from the next base camera expansion. Somebody says, if I'm scoffing at the idea of unanimous decision making, does that mean that somebody always disagrees with every vote or something? Well, not everybody shows up for everything. Like, when we picked the seed, there were some people who just said, I'm on vacation that week. I trust you guys have fun. You know? Sometimes when we add new hermits, there are people who just aren't there, and we'll send them a message saying, hey, ping us if this is a problem. But, like, you know, you got to show up at the meetings if you want to be involved. But, like, that doesn't mean, like, oh, we're always fighting. It just means, like, if we tried to wait for everyone to say yes to everything, we, like, getting all these many people's schedules to line up is impossible. Okay, but anyway. Welcome, Cheesius. Welcome, Cameron. Welcome, Juniper, and Hard Luck, and Aviva. Second, Gracewinder. Okay. Yeah, unanimity in a group with more than 24 people is insane. Wait, is somebody hassling Daniel Wiggins in here? Okay, I don't have time to figure out what you guys are fighting about, but one of you looks like you're kind of weird, and Daniel Wiggins has been around forever, so I'm just getting rid of the person who's not Daniel Wiggins that's arguing. If you come in here and start arguing with the regulars, I'm probably just gonna kick people out. I don't have time for that. Like, no, I'm not gonna leave it, because you know how hard it is to unban people in YouTube? I don't, because I don't do it. No, they made a mistake. They can go watch somebody else's stream. I don't have time for this. I've got to plan a season. Yeah, consensus is different from unanimity, right? You get everybody generally like, I'm fine with this, or I can make it work. But you don't necessarily have everybody be like, I think this is the absolute best plan possible. Hey, wait, thank you, Rochelle, for tipping 2 via PayPal. That puts us 13 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, let's see here. So, Garden of Electrical Components is kind of our mid-game thing here. Is this one for? Yeah. Garden of... Actually, we might want that. Garden of Electrical Components. Oh, wait, no. This needs to be labeled mid-game, because that's only one of the things that we're probably going to do here. So we're going to put some notes in about ideas I had. So I want electrical drafting symbols as part of the paths. Like, so when you're flying over, you can see like the electrical drafting symbols or paths / like displays. Now, for the block palette, like, stone makes sense. It's cheap. But maybe something with deep slate would look better. I mean, traditionally, a circuit board would be green. So having, and they would have, like, white traces. I don't know. I'm kind of path could be like a wire. Yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure, because we're not actually going to connect the components via the paths directly, right? Don't play ads to support me, or don't watch ads to support me. Go spend that time doing something else. The ad revenue is garbage on YouTube. You could watch every single one of my videos, and I would get less money than if you just sent me $1 in YouTube Super Chat. So don't like don't be like, oh, let me just watch all your videos with ad blocker on, or ad blocker off, or whatever. It's like, no, that's a waste of your time. Go live your best life. And like, if you like get a job later, even if it's years from now, send me $1 then. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, I want to have the circuit symbols integrated into the paths. And yeah, blue circuit boards are the new lead-free ones. They're nice. So like maybe the green/blue circuit, green/blue circuit board elements in floor around parts. Okay. Yeah, so concrete might be in the future there. Wool. Terracotta. Terracotta might be a better green circuit board color. Loopy says, to my memory, December to January are one of the worst times in YouTube for ad revenue. Does that affect the Hermit's plans for the breaks between seasons, and am I worried about it? I am not affected by ad revenue fluctuations because I make like no money from ads. I make less money on ads than I spend on health insurance every month, and I spend way more on rent than I do on health insurance. So yeah, I am not concerned at all about ad revenue when making scheduling choices. That might not be the case for everyone. You are welcome to bother them about that. But ad revenue and January have nothing to do with me. Let's see. Are there going to be signs and lecterns with info about the electronics? Oh yeah. Let's talk about that. Parts are giant scale with cutaway cross section cutaways, and we will have signs label different layers / parts of inside cutaways. Right. When will season 9 start? We don't know if it's called season 9 or not yet, but it is soon. There's all sorts of options for what it could be called. There's no bots here, but if you want a tip, tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Yeah, everybody is affected. Everybody has a different revenue model, but mine is completely not dependent on ad revenue because my previous employer was in the ad business, and so it made no sense to have both of my jobs be dependent on fluctuations in the ad business. So I structured my YouTube revenue streams to be based on direct viewer support, because if the ad business blew up, I would both lose my day job and my YouTube revenue at the same time, and that would be stupid. You don't want to do that. You want to diversify your revenue streams. Am I going to try and label everything like I did to label every pin on the VGA port? Yeah, that's actually, Mahi Zero, you could argue that the VGA port with the labeled pins was like a prototype for the concept of this. Right? So. Okay. Hey, NJ, I'm glad you and Matty are heading back safe. Creepy Terror says, I think yours is unique among the hermits. All the hermits do something different. Like, nobody's got identical stuff. We're all different. How much control over your revenue streams do you have? That seems hard to control. Well, my primary revenue streams are YouTube Super Chat tips, PayPal tips, Patreon subscriptions. That's it. Those are the three. But even if PayPal tips dried up because PayPal broke or got sold to somebody who was like, if PayPal got bought by Facebook and I had to stop using it, I could move to YouTube Super Chat more, or to Stripe or something like that. Or if Patreon got bought by Facebook, I could switch to Gumroad or something like that. You know, like, so yeah. But basically, I try to keep those revenue streams roughly balanced. Although that's not actually the case month to month. But on a long enough timeline, it averages out. So we just got 11 from Niels. Thank you very much, Niels. Let's see. So, boom. 3, 7, 3, 10, 11. Boom. That puts us 2 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Okay. Blobfish says, dude, you should make a giant pinball machine. That's literally the late game plan. Pinball machine mega base. I don't know why you're yelling there, Anastasia, but don't yell in all caps. Creepy Terror. I try to avoid Facebook in everything I do. I've had to work on parts of their code base before at previous jobs I had where I had to work with their APIs. Everything that they do is a nightmare, and I want nothing to do with them. Ever. Anything... If it, especially if it's important, like if it's like how I feed my kid, it better not involve Facebook or I've screwed up. Like Facebook, like YouTube just, or sorry, not YouTube. Facebook is just so, like, you know, people complain about how fickle YouTube is, but Facebook is like 100 times worse. It's just a nightmare. If you are depending on Facebook for your job or your business, you might not have a job or a business next week. But you don't know. How do I, oh yeah, I need the honeycombs. Did I remember to wax these when I made them? Looks like I did. Okay, great. It is terrible. You don't want anything to do with Facebook. Don't do anything with Facebook ever. Is Facebook dying? No, but it will kill you anyway. Things don't need to be dying to kill you. Like, why would you think that something has to be dying to kill you? Have you only ever been attacked by dying people before? Like, what is your life? That is a weird point of view there. That is a bizarre question. I cannot process that. But hey, thank you very much for the MX 20, which says 1 USD because I just got a job as a German teacher. Hey, that does indeed turn into 1 US abacus speed. So thank you very much. That puts us 1 away from the next face camera expansion. Thank you very much, Mimo Suarez. I was gonna say congratulations in German, but I don't know how to say that. It's not Gesundheit. I know that. It's not Guten Morgen. But yeah. Shane Dobkin says Facebook has no redeeming qualities. Facebook might have redeeming qualities, but they're all camouflage to lure you in and then, like, mindlessly destroy everything you love. So I would just not... I wouldn't waste time on Facebook if you can avoid it. So. Okay. Hey, welcome Mahi Zero. Glad you could join us on Discord. Okay. So let's go ahead and actually just build the mega base board because people are going to keep talking about it whether we build it or not. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 and then it goes, whoops, it goes here actually. Is this the waxed one? Waxed weather copper. Great. Five, 6, 7, 8. I don't know where I'm going to be setting up my base because I'm not going to know. I'm not sure if any of the hermits are going to know the seed before we start, but I'm definitely not going to learn the seed. So I'm not going to. So one of the things that we did last season, and so some seasons we kind of pick a seed in advance, and then we kind of claim where we want our bases to be. But this season, at least me, but maybe some other people, are going to not know the seed so we can explore the update. Because it's a world gen based update. So we can explore and then try to find a good place to put our base in-game rather than just looking at World Atlas and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's going to be more than me or how many people are going to want to do that. But I'm definitely not going to do that. And any idea how you guys are finding a new seed? My personal choice would be random number generator. But if other people want to do something more than that, they can. But I don't want to know the seed. I don't want to be involved. I am dead from doing the seed selection last time. I went through so many seeds last time. I'm done. I'm done. I want to just explore a brand new world in a brand new update. So that's it. Okay, so we're going to call this one late game. Boom. And we're going to have Pinball machine mega base. Okay. And we're going to say large scale 2 maps tall at least. 2x1 maps or 4x2 maps. I think 4x2 maps is going to be too big. Um, 6.5 degree incline on playfield. So in HermitCraft Season 1, nobody picked their bases in advance. We just wandered around. And again, actually really, in the first 4 seasons, nobody picked their bases in advance. Season 5 was the first season where we picked the seed and picked our bases first. And I didn't like it. It didn't it didn't work as well for me personally, and that was one of the reasons I didn't pick a base in season 6. I was just like, I'm just going to be a nomad. I'm not going to pick a place to be on my base. I'm just going to wander around the whole season. Then season 7, I picked the Strait of Gibraltar. Season 8, I picked the place to build the castle with Cleo. But season 9, I'm going back to no. We're going in cold. Okay. Let's see. Hey, we just got, wow, 51 rolling in from Red Rags. So let's see, that gets you 1 face camera expansion. 21 is 2. 41 is 3. And then 9 passed that 3rd face camera expansion. Let's go ahead and process those, and then I'll go ahead and read your tip note. So here we go. Numero uno, expand Joe. Do. Numero dos, larger Joe is on his way. And now for that 3rd expansion, let me tell you. I'm just hitting everything here. Y'all have seen that money go straight to my head. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I've forged in life are pulling me down to the deep below. Enter the joust. Bum, 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 bum. So we're going to put this over here at 90% Joe opacity. Each additional face camera expansion at this point will be accompanied by a corresponding drop in Joe opacity, but don't worry, the camera will reset at 6 a.m. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania time tomorrow morning, because in this house, we follow Groundhog Day rules. Okay, so let's see what else people are writing. Oh, wait, I didn't read Red Drags' note yet. Red Drag says, howdy, Joe. Hope your holiday was good. Very interesting planning season or stream tonight. I look forward to the next season soon. So thank you very much, Red Rags. Appreciate you. That puts us 11 away from the next expansion. And tips are welcome via paypal.me/Joe Hills and YouTube Super Chat. Yeah, giant pinball machine is non-functional. Just a model. It's just a model. Non-functional. Via slime redstone. Etc. Just a model. Ooh, we actually can't fit. It's just a model. It's just a model. There. Boom. Okay. It will be functional. Now the thing is, if we here we go. Let's go ahead and map board here. If we make some empty maps here. And we get rid of some of this exposed copper we don't need right now. We don't need blocks of copper right now. Okay. So, as you can see, this area here is like a thing, right? But let's say that we went to this area here and we open a new map. Okay. Now what we do is we get some polished deep slate. And wait, what did I click in YouTube? Oh no, okay. It's fine. High Five and Hippo says, Joe, I just noticed that your glasses are transparent. You know, I hate to break it to you, but like, you know, almost everyone's glasses are transparent. If they aren't transparent, they won't work very well. Okay, so this is the bottom of the map, right? So. Nelson Daly, please stop spamming. And if you're not the same person who has been requesting that, I don't know why more than one person is requesting that, but okay. So I think we can just continue along here. Oh, you know what? Wait, it's like F3 and R, right? F3 and Q. What is the show chunk? F3 and G. So, now we can see the chunk borders. Oh, this is really trippy in this mode. Okay. So we might have overshot this already. Yeah. Okay, so this is it. Okay. So, what is the world edit? Is it like /edit /add /help? What is the command to like add blocks? I feel like there's a /game rule /data /effect. Hey Sammy /enchant /fill. There we go. Okay, so we are moving in the negative Z. Okay. So /fill tilde -1 tilde plus 64 from block to block. Oh, okay. Can I search for deep slate? Okay. Well, that was valuable. So let's just do that the other way with till -64. Hey! So that's the other map. We want this map. So how long are these? Are these 128 by 128? Oh, there's no robots here. Tree 9 iffy. Okay. Whoa. 128. Okay. So that means if I go here, hey, welcome Kanika. Glad you could join us. Hey, we got another tip rolling in via PayPal as well from Sammy. Thank you, Sammy, for the 20, who says, Merry Christmas, Joe and family. Oh, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you as well, and a Happy New Year. That is going to get us 9 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to expand. Lower the Joe Pasty now to 80%. So we should probably write down what we're learning on our boards here. Like that maps are 128 by 128. Because I didn't know that. So that means that our big pinball machine would have to be 128 by 256 maybe. Okay, so let's go over here. We're gonna do a few things. We're gonna go right here. Oh, interesting. Ooh, interesting. It filled partially down. That's neat. Okay. Lime underscore stained glass. Air. Hey, look at this. Look at this. We're doing stuff. This is cool. Okay. So from here now. -256. Minecraft deep slate. Cool. Then we're going to come back here. And then we're going to go to 128. Boom. So now we look at this, and we've got this set up here. Okay. So we're gonna break this, or we're gonna look at the chunk border here. The chunk border is definitely on this side, so we need to be on this side. Yeah, there we are. Whoops. No, I didn't go too deep on this one, but that's fine. Okay. So negative 256 again. And we're gonna open up a new map over here once we get past the this one. Okay. Hey, there we go. So then we get to here. And we're going to break this block. Now we started this from the other side last time, so I think we need to go negative 128 here. Look at that, right? So now let's go ahead and create a, what do you call it? A glow, create like a glow sign thing here. What type of tea do I like? I don't know. I'm not fancy. Okay, so we're gonna move back here a little bit, and I think, why don't we go ahead and put this here? Actually, wait. Boom, that's even better. Is there like a way to access my survival crafting bench? No, I think I just need a... I need to get a crafting bench. Okay, whoops. So then we copy this into a plane map. We could put map 1 down here. Oh wait, it doesn't go away. Interesting. So now we have, from what would be overhead, our pinball machine. Does that make sense? So we would build our mega base with a footprint like this, but it would need to be a lot higher and partially also go underground, right? So I'm going to need to actually measure the pinball machine I'm renting to get dimensions. But I do know things like it needs a 6.5% grade inside of the thing, which... So let's see, 6.5 degree in fractional slope. Boy. I need it. Boy. No, I need the opposite. Percent slope to degrees calculator. Slope conversion tables. 6.5% slope is like... Okay, so there's degree slope. It's 13 every... Down 13 every 200. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Just don't spam Nelson, and you'll be fine. Yeah, 13 every 200. Colorful Cutie says you can rent pinball machines? Yeah, you can rent anything if you put a lot of effort into it. Spencer says, I've rented a hot tub before. Oh, that sounds like a good idea, Spencer. Okay, so down 13 every 200. That's really obvious math now that you say that. But, okay. So that means in Minecraft, how often do I need to go up 1, right? I think that means I need to alternate going up 6 and 7, right? That's just... So... Yeah, Chow Gomu says, Joe, you'll need a third map for the back of the pinball machine hidden off to the side somewhere. You are correct. Also, I'm not sure, can you have a, like, what do you call this? A glow frame. Can you have glow frames touching each other? Like, if I put one here, will that work too? Hey. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now, are these linked? Is the next question. So it sounds like I need to go up every 6, then 7, then 6, then 7. So let's figure out what this goes. So the playfield slope for the whitewood. Boy, I should have figured out. You can make it go up every 8 blocks or so the math works with the 2 maps. Well, that's gonna look bad though. We want it to be close to real. Every 15 you go up or down 1. It really seems like you should go up or down 1 every 6th or 7, right? If it's a 6 point. Oh, because it's a degree slope, not a percentage slope. It's just Zach says tangent to 6.5 degrees is 0.113, so up 1 every 8 or 7. It's a 6.5 degree slope. But degrees, there's 180, not 100. So we're doing this wrong, y'all. We are doing this math poorly. We don't want to use half slabs. That would look bad. At this scale. Half slabs are a bad idea. Okay. Okay. So it looks like it's about... Don't use degrees, use point slope form. Well, but I'm starting with degrees. A regulation pinball machine, like a modern pinball machine, is in degrees. It's 6.5 degrees. So we're starting with degrees. Okay. I'm not trying to use degrees. I'm trying to get it out of degrees. So you want every... Okay. Okay, don't come in here promoting products. I don't know what you're doing, but I don't have time for it. It's 6.5 degrees. So 6.5 degrees slope to rise over run. Can I get that in Wolfram Alpha? It's an 11% slope according to Wolfram Alpha. So that means it would go up 11 every 100 blocks. Which means it needs... Okay. I should have said slope. I misspelled slope. That's why Wolfram Alpha screwed it up. Okay. Well, that's an 11% slope. So that means every... Oh my gosh. One over 9 is 0.1111. So every 9th block we go up 1. That sounds like it makes sense to me. Okay. I don't understand what that means, Mahi Zero. Whatever your diagram you just posted, it makes no sense to me. So, okay. So, Fallstar says this is why people thought the ability to calculate triangles was literally magic. I didn't convert anything from a 3D render into a schematic. I'm looking at what are the specifications for a pinball machine. And the specifications from the pinball machine manufacturer say that the play field should be at 6.5% slope. Or 6.5 degree slope. Degree slope, yeah. Reese Clan says 1 out of every 9 gets a 6.3 degree slope. If that matters. I mean, I feel like that's pretty close. Go with... Okay, so It's Yasak says go with 1/8 every... Or go with... Okay. Go with 8 3 times, then 9th every 4th time. This is what happens when I actually have time to plan a build. We're doing the math to figure it out. Okay. So. Okay. So let's get some birchwood here for our whitewood. That's not how we get birchwood. We don't just type the word birch in that box. We type it here. Birch. Strip birchwood. Okay. So this is not the actual way we're going to do this. But we're going to try it for right now. Okay. Okay. So go 9 and 124, and my birch. Is this gonna... No, birch log, birch wood. I think we want. Okay. Well, what is this actually called? Stripped birchwood. There's no undo on those, is there? No. That's fine. Okay. So we're gonna try doing that in other vectors here. Actually, stripped birch log. Well, that technically worked. So let's try that again. And let's see if this is actually getting us as far as we need to here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is technically wrong. Okay. So let's come back here. We're going to try this again. And we're going to go 8 from here. And then from here, we're going to go 8 from here. Then we're going to go 8 from here. So I kind of need a block to stand on to keep doing it, but let's just get a sense of how this feels when we're in there. Whoops, that was too soon. We actually wanted to be 8 from here. So we're just going to try this with the 9 blocks and see how it goes. I did that one wrong. It looks like, or didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, maybe I did it fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, it's because I'm putting the extra blocks. Oh, yeah, that's why. It's going to be a lot of glass. It's 998, not 889. Well, the thing is, though, that putting 8 in the coordinates actually is 9. So this is, to do it 998, I would actually have to have the next one be 7 here. Well, yeah, the first layer was left over from my first attempt. Okay, cool. And, oh, I forgot to increase these by 1. I did mess that up. So that's a good thing to do. I mean, obviously on the real build, we're going to, be building this in vanilla, and we probably won't be using this wood. This is just the whitewood stage. We're trying to get a sense of how this would look. Put a super smelter on the early mid-game list. Oh yeah, for all the glass. That's true. So the thing is that, like, for the most part, people aren't going to be walking around on the surface here too much. This is the sort of thing that you're going to fly over or appreciate from up in the back box. So like I would put like maybe the main living area of my base in the back box of the machine looking down at it. If that makes any sense. Isn't it better to trade glass? I don't know. So let's go ahead and figure out how that's going to look. So we just have to do a few more of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this with a 5. Yeah, I don't want to do villager trading. That's not of interest to me. That's the sort of thing other hermits enjoy, but it's not for me. Okay. So the idea is it should feel like if you were inside of a giant pinball machine, like how sloped would it be? This would be the actual slope. You know what I didn't do is I didn't actually go check the that this lines up. Oh, hey, it does. Okay, cool. So now we just stand here and we go bump. There's probably a better way to do this with some sort of mod or something. Is there a new world edit mod where you could just say, hey, put in a slope at this slope and it would just do this? Yeah, I have no idea if we're going to have a mining desert this season because I'm not going to look at the seed. Yeah, the pinball machine will have to be well lit so that mobs don't spawn. But with the new mob spawning dynamics, this should be way easier than it ever would have been in the past. Did you go one higher than the last one? Nope, doesn't look like it. People are saying I messed up the slope. Oh, yep, I did. Okay. Yeah, I guess I wasn't completely on the ground there. Ta-da. Easy. This doesn't have to be hard. How did that one get there? Oh, I must have put that one there manually. Okay. Yep, looking good here. I don't want to do ice floors or slime block launcher. The goal is to build a model, not to build a functioning machine. Minecraft is just not designed to deal with to build a fun, playable pinball game, to my knowledge. Oops. I was too far over that time. Why am I jumping like that? Whatever. Okay, so this time I actually just stand here. I don't have to place a block because I overshot it. Okay. How deep does the backboard need to be? We'll worry about that later. We're just trying the core concept. Pachinko might be doable. I actually have some ideas for a pachinko machine that would be doable, but or Plinko even, because I've got a Plinko board now. But yeah, we can build a model of that next. Oops. Yeah, the angles in Minecraft don't make for good pinball machine. Hey, welcome, Steven. Glad you could join us. Okay. Okay. So the actual backboard would come in through here, but no, we're not going to make a moving ball. The goal is to build a model of the mechanics of the machine, not to build a playable machine in game. Okay. So at this point, how many blocks do we actually need? 2. So this would actually in real life be covered by the back box, but because of how we're doing this with the maps, we're gonna actually go a little bit further up here. So, but we only need to go 2 blocks here, so we're gonna go -1. So now when we get out our maps here, where's our other map? Redstone for flashing lights is a maybe, but the game won't be playable. Having lighting control would be cool, but it's totally different from playability. Okay, so basically, let's say that I actually did build my like a balcony of my home in my mega base would be like in a balcony in the back box. Looking down at this, would this all be loaded? Would I be able to see that far? I guess is one concern. It looks like it. Well, what is my view distance set to? Okay, if I set it to 16 chunks. Well, that's the edge of view distance there. Well, yeah, you could do that. We're kind of still setting up. I'm not really sure. It might depend on server settings. Yeah, 16 is safe. Okay. But the core concept, this would look cool from way up here in the back box, which would actually be on a machine like this, way up here. Some servers run at 12. I think HermitCraft runs between 16 and 24, depending on where we are. So each map is 8 chunks. Okay. Nope, blocks to add sound. Maybe. I don't want to... I'm trying to... We're not worried about that at the moment. At the moment, we're just trying to get the rough kind of core concept of, like, the scale. Riggs Dig says, what Y level are you at that viewing height? I don't know. I actually have measurements of the pinball machine somewhere, but they're not here. I don't have them as fine as I would like to have them. But, you know, so the idea is that the surface of the table would be close to ground level. Maybe the cabinet would be coming out a little bit. You might be able to see part of the coin door. But the back box would probably end up going to about build height. Maybe having a topper on top. So the core concept there is that we'd have a whole lot of stuff there. But part of the base would actually be underneath here. Like, I would want to try to have, like, wires and stuff running accurately. Like, this is supposed to be, like, a model, right? Not a redstone playable contraption, but, like... So, like, where there would be wires running connecting the lights, we would, like, have blocks running, probably concrete of different colors, that sort of thing. I'm renting a machine that I can measure it, but I don't have... I would have to walk off camera and away from the mic to do it. But that's one of the reasons that I'm doing pinball streams, too, is so that y'all can see, like, get a sense. For those of you who are not super familiar with pinball machines, you can kind of see what it looks like from over top. So if you guys think about what the main camera looks like when I do my streams, it's like a top-down view of this. Yeah. It's like an exhibit. Yeah, you can come in and look at it and see how it works. Now the other thing is that this is just what they would call a whitewood. This is an undecorated sheet of plywood that's at the right slope, but it doesn't even have holes cut yet for flippers and things like that. Christopher King says if you could get a 3D model like Fallacy 3D print, you could import into creative mode to get a skeleton. There's all sorts of 3D models of pinball machine parts out there, like CAD files and stuff. But I'd rather make them myself. I'd rather look at the CAD files and do stuff than just import it. Because, like, I'm trying to understand these by building the model, not just trying to copy and paste other people's work, right? Tabris Valentine says, would you like to build your own machine IRL someday? I mean, it would be an incredible project to work on, but the thing is, though, that's like a 2 hour, 3 hour a night hobby for 2 years. So, like, unless I was able to stream it, which means I'd need a workshop I could stream from, I don't think I could do that. Or at least not until after my kid goes to college. That would be like a retirement project. That's not anything. I don't want to do stairs and slabs with the angles, because like this is intended to be viewed like at a distance with people flying. Any way to hide the lines on the map? Well, the thing is to keep in mind that the reason you can see the lines on the map right now super obviously is because this is all one texture, right? So the idea of doing something like this, of putting the plywood on here, right, is that we would actually come in with like a bunch of colored concrete. Like here's some cyan concrete. Here's some... Oh no, did I just get rid of the map? I can make a new map. Okay, so this is the upper half, and so we gotta fly further. Womp womp. Dee 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 womp. Okay, but like... You know, I could... The idea is that this just shows where the slope is, right? This doesn't show what it would actually look like, because we would have white concrete powder maybe, or white concrete, I guess. Like so, like I have copies of the map in the frame. Okay, cool. So yeah, I won't worry about it then. What's with the huge camera? You're probably just sitting too close to your TV. Step back. I can't see where I actually have my... Oh, wait. If I go to survival inventory, yeah, there I can see it. Okay, so that one actually comes down one here. And then comes over... That one's one below there. No, that's actually... Okay, that's one up here. But yeah, so we just put the wood in to get a sense of where the slope is, not to actually figure out what it looks like. But hey, and we could even have that be way bigger apparently. But like, so the lines aren't going to be as obvious when you have color and stuff on this, right? Okay. But yeah, we are currently 11 away from the next face camera expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So. And I haven't had time to figure out what the playfield artwork would be. But let's go ahead and put that over here as a thing. Super Mega Coffee Guru says the at just gave me a really, so much of a sense of scale. Yeah. So the idea is that Hermit's flying over here. Because the concrete powder isn't going to have slabs and stairs, we don't want to use slabs and stairs for the rest of this. Red Rag says, are you going to Joe Hills brand it? I have no idea. I was just doing something to show how it would look. So... Okay. No stairs or slabs. To accommodate concrete / wool. Okay. To do, determine theme / layout / art. To do, measure actual pinball machine. And scale numbers. Ninja Magic says, what exactly are we planning out? Sorry, I just got here. We are planning out HermitCraft Season Next. This is my brainstorming flat world. And we are brainstorming kind of the different phases of the upcoming season from my point of view. We've got 4 different idea boards here. One for the season opening, which is like the first 2 weeks or so. One for the mid game, which is when we're still resource constrained. One for the late game, which is like when we have unlimited resources, we just got to buy them with diamonds from the stores, and then make things to make sure we're done before the end. So, yeah. Let's see. Late game, boom. So the late game is to build a giant pinball machine base. Which, wow, this is sure something. Yeah, we'll worry about the actual stuff there later. Treebird Games, that would be very difficult. Every pinball manufacturer is currently building at capacity right now. But don't forget terracotta. Exactly, terracotta would be great. But that's why I'm saying, like, we don't want to use slabs and stairs for the levels, because we want to have the art on the back of the playfield have whatever colors we want to have, right? Devin Crotty says, it's going to be nice having figured out the slope math and stuff now rather than in survival later. Yeah, exactly. So, it's also probably one of those things where I'd probably rather make this out of hay later. So that way... I can easily destroy it. Kind of the same logic as the other thing that we did. The pinball machine will not have a shopping district. The pinball machine is like my mega base. So I can't really talk about group plans because there really aren't any at this point. The slope is 6.5 degrees. So it comes out to about 1 every 9. But yeah, it's... So the big thing is a lot of hermits, if anything, they're going to be flying over this, right? Most hermits don't stop and land in other people's bases all the time. So I wanted to build something that looked cool from the air. And I have a feeling that once we start putting some stuff in here, yeah, we have netherwoods to work with. There's a lot of things that we can work with that that don't have slabs and stairs. And so we're not going to deal with slabs and stairs for right now. We can use carpets for better resource management. Maybe. Carpets are going to cause problems with, like, posts and stuff. Okay. So one thing that we talked about, but we haven't done yet, is we're talking about doing a Plinko board. So let's maybe do our Plinko board right here. Tilly says, can someone tell me why it needs to be sloped? Because pinball machines are sloped. Okay, so slash fill. Negative 124. One. Let's make this 100 tall, and let's make it Minecraft. What's a good light? Light block. Maybe we'll make it glowstone. Uh-oh. And hopefully we didn't actually hit our pinball machine over here. Yay! We did. Boop boop doo 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 doo. No, we're not just making map art. We're making a whole three-dimensional base. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and we're also gonna just kill that. So this is our Plinko board. It doesn't look great because of the Moire effects. Hey, Caleb Braille rolling in and tipping 12. That puts us $1 past our next face camera expansion milestone. So here we go. It's time to grow hills. Do-do-do-do. We're going to lower the opacity now to 70%. So thank you very much, Caleb. Okay, and that puts us now 19 away from the Tony Stark helmet cam, the most obnoxious face camera expansion size. It's a 3D base that's designed to like become map art, basically. Okay, so we now have a big Plinko board. This might be too big a Plinko board. Okay, so hey, welcome, White Wolf. Merry Christmas. Okay, so let's build. Jan Severin tips 5, who says, for all the skipped ads. Hey, appreciate it, Jan. You could watch all my videos. I've got like 2,000 videos out there. You could watch all of them without skipping the ads, and I would make less than $5. So thank you for being a disproportionate supporter of the show. Once again, that puts us 14 away from the next face camera expansion, and tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Have I determined the theme of the pinball machine? No. The theme of the pinball machine is a late game decision. Do. See, we've got 4 phases: season opening, mid game, late game, finale. And the theme of the pinball machine is a late game decision. We're trying to figure out primarily some of the early game stuff right now. But as I was trying to explain some of the early game stuff, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing a pinball machine base later. People are like, I don't understand what that looks like. It's like, well, okay. But so then I'm like talking about like, we want to have a garden of electrical components around the pinball machine. So then the question is like, how far away do the things need to be to like make the base look good and stuff like that. And we'll worry about stuff like that too. But for this Plinko board here, let's prop up here, jump up here real quick. Okay. So I want to create, let's say 6 slots here. And we need to have train tracks. What do you call it? Are they just tracks? Nope. Rail. Oh, they're called rails. That's a stupid name. Okay. Okay. And wait, I guess I could do, I guess these need to be powered rails if they're on the ends. That's annoying. Okay. So that means we need to have redstone blocks. Sorry, excuse me. For the ones on the ends. This is, I've never seen this done. This is just me coming up with an idea for a Plinko machine on the fly. But this would actually work in game. This is, I think, a functional Plinko machine if my insight is not incorrect. Scatman Slaz says, is it bad ad revenue a you problem or an every YouTube problem? Love your content. Thank you very much. That puts us 9 away from the next phase gamer expansion. I mean, that would be true of any YouTuber. If you went and watched every single one of Mumbo's viewers or videos, if one person went and watched every single one of Mumbo's videos, he would make less than $5 off it. But the thing is, Mumbo gets like, he has like 1 million subscribers and gets way more views per video than I do. And so the pennies add up quicker when you make, or when you have that many subscribers. And because I don't, like my ad revenue is nothing really, like, but the thing is though, really, like, so the thing is though, like Mumbo would make more from somebody PayPaling him $5 than he would from them watching his ads anyway. Like any individual viewer is going to be less than the revenue you would get from ads, if that makes sense. Okay, so I think the way you need to do this now is have like slopes. You have pegs. People are arguing about how many millions of subscribers Mumbo has. My point is, it doesn't matter how many millions of subscribers he has. One person watching all his videos would still make him less than $5. Like, I need one more slot to get 6. Oh, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you're right. Sponsorships are a different thing. I don't know, I don't really do those, so I can't speak to their revenue model, but I'm not interested in doing those. I'd rather make viewer-supported stuff. Okay, y'all, don't argue about, like, people's sub counts. Like, the point is, sub count is irrelevant. And arguing about it is just you're stressing me out. I hate people worrying about subscriber numbers, and now you're making me deal with it. I'm just gonna start timing people out. I'm too tired for this. I had to drive a lot this weekend. So anybody talking numbers, I'm just done. I don't care. Okay. Sorry. I can't do my job of making good art if I'm worrying about how many numbers other people have, and that means you guys can go argue about that somewhere else. No, you're fine, Scatman. You're these other people. That's like this is not. Yazzie Wolf says, "How will you make the Plinko board work? Gravity? Here, watch. Let's go up to the top." No, you were curious about how the ad revenue worked. That was fine. It was the other people who were bothering people, or who were bothering me about Mumbo's specific subscriber count. That's what I'm. You're fine. Okay, so the trick is you would have like dispensers for carts at the top here. Dispenser. I think the dispenser should drop a cart. So, cart. And, yeah. So, I could put, whatever. So we're going to put like a button on top. Brr, brr, brr. So what we need, though, is we need for when it starts there to be a powered rail here comparable to how that worked. And of course it doesn't give me unlimited carts because that would be awesome. What? Do I actually have to click back and forth every time? That's silly. Slash give at p cart rail cart? What is it called? Here we go. Okay. Hold down the middle mouse and drag. Really? Oh, that's good to know. Okay, well, let's try this. So anyway, the idea is that you would have like 6 slots up here where you press the thing, and then we have a bunch of stuff for it to bump into. Right? So right now, it's completely predetermined. But do you mean to still be so? Yeah, I'm setting up for next season. We've got until soon. It's going to be a while. Okay. No, there's been no talk of adding new hermits. Okay. Okay, so the idea, though, is that we have some randomized pistons that affect... If we had, like, pistons that pushed in and out of the back here, we could have it kind of affect how things go. But, okay. Let's go ahead and work on how this will go up here. No, Cheesius, this is a separate idea for a Plinko machine that I got distracted with. Okay. The way I have it set up, it'll be, I need an unpowered rail. Oh, I see what you're saying there, Mantigag. That makes sense. To make it stop at the bottom. I need to do that. That makes sense. So that way it doesn't roller coast down. You can't piston rails, though. No, but I can have blocks that would slow the momentum. Okay. Yeah, so the pistons would be on tiny randomizers. Piston pushing dispensers at yeah, so we're making a kind of a Plinko thing here. And so right now, if we press play, the cart just immediately falls down there. We're somehow falling faster than it. And it lands perfectly. But we don't want that. You could include, yeah, the board could be enclosed with glass. And this is maybe way too big and fancy a prototype. I got caught up with the new build height stuff. But hey, we got another tip rolling in via PayPal here from M Lavis, tipping 20. So that's going to put us 11 past our next face camera expansion. I'm thinking about your question before I answer it. So let's go ahead and take care of that expansion, and then I'll try to get you a good answer, because that's a good suggestion, but I got to think about it. So here we go. It's time to expand just. We are now in the most obnoxious face camera size, the Tony Stark helmet cam mode, and we are now 9 away from the next face camera expansion. M. Lavis asks, what about a huge coin as a starter house? Actually, an arcade token would be a really good choice. I'm going to come back to that, because I got some cool arcade tokens from different arcades near here that I could possibly model it after. But anyway, we just got another 2 rolling in from Scatman Slaz, who says, soon is greater than or equal to today. That is indeed true, and that puts us 7 away now from the next face camera expansion. But yeah, the big thing I'm worried about is I want my starter house, to look like a house, but like using the arcade token, maybe we use the arcade token as an element of like the garden, or yeah, to do arcade token architectural element. Like, so for example, a lot of arcade tokens, much like bridge tokens or whatever, would have like a different metal in the middle. So maybe I put my nether portal like maybe having that be having that be the nether portal. Because, like, the thing is, I want my starter house. My starter house is going to be, like, a day 1 build. That's, like, right here. Season opening. So, like, I feel like it needs to have early game materials and look like a house. But, like, I'm not sure. I feel like having the token nether portal outside the machine here would look very good, and would actually, like, the scale of a quarter in relation to this would actually be pretty big. And so, or a token. So I think it would, like, if you come over here and you look at this @ symbol on the board here, that would be like the size of the center of a token, maybe. No, maybe smaller. No, my starter house is going to be near the resupply or spawn or whatever. My starter house is not, I don't know where my base is going to be. Because we're going to be exploring, or at least I am, next season, and we're not going to know the seed in advance. I'm not going to build my starter house where my base is, because I won't know where my base is for like weeks, if not months, right? I'm going to be wandering all over the server, exploring it myself, rather than just using Mine Atlas. So my starter house has to be like near where the respawn area is. So if I get lost adventuring, I come back near there. But yeah, so the starter house would not be part of the same build area as the mega base and the garden. So the garden of electrical parts or electrical components would be me like laying claim to the area and starting to terraform and stuff like that. Do many people use the respawn egg? They're more likely to use it if they're exploring. I don't know. I'm more likely to use it if I'm exploring. Yep. Am I still setting up? Yep. I'm setting up for season next. We haven't figured out the name. Or maybe we have, but we haven't agreed on if it's public or not. I don't know. The problem is, too, we don't always write down what we agreed on. So I've seen people giving this next season a specific name already, and I don't know if that's going to stick, so I'm not going to use it, because then people will be like, Joe, why did you call it that if you knew it wasn't decided or if you didn't know if it was final? Do I have to have a starter base in the overworld? No, I mean, it could be in the nether, but I don't... Like, I'd like my starter house to just be near the resupply area, because I'm going to be working on... The resupply area is going to be my big first 2 weeks project. And I'm probably going to set up a shop near there, too, because it's the one place that everybody's going to end up at sooner or later, right? So that's the... So the Gottlieb Haunted House. I need to look into that. I have played the Gottlieb Haunted House, but it was broken. And so I got into like partway into Ball 2, and then it got stuck. So yeah. Yeah. I don't know that the Plinko game would actually be this big. Louisa says, is it not going to be season 9? I don't know. We'll figure that out later. That's not urgent. Like, we might actually figure that out at the first recording. We might, like, Asuma might introduce it as one thing, and then everybody will yell at him, and then we'll figure out what to call it. Who knows? Nothing gets decided very far in advance, or if it does get decided far in advance, nobody's sure if it's going to stick or not. Like, we're the least organized people. Okay. Transmission Sam says, wow, I need to get on your level of planning for my teacher job. We're improvisational comedians. We make it up as we go. This is me experimenting with planning here. And as you can tell, it's going poorly. I've built a giant Plinko board instead of like working on figuring out my starter house. Yeah, it might be HermitCraft Millennium Edition. When does the next season start? Soon. Might be easier to see if I look up. Soon. Also, I drew Lotad with a candy cane. Looks better on the green. Okay. But yeah, so... Okay. People asking how far in advance we had things planned out. Having things as a possibility is not the same as having them finalized or planned out. Like, and even when we vote on things or come to decisions, we change our minds all the time. I was not sure when the season was going to end, basically until it ended. Because there was a non-zero chance that everybody would go, maybe we delete the chunks. Okay. So. Yeah, our HermitCraft runs the HermitCraft Discord. So if you are interested, you can go to our HermitCraft on Reddit. Until it's on camera, it's not final. Yeah, I mean, basically. It's like... Yeah. Okay. So, anyway, core concept. So we need to figure out possible houses. You know, I wonder if the Season 4 world download would be more friendly, because the Season 1 world download isn't loading. I tried loading it, and it won't load, and I've got to probably get an older version of Minecraft. But if I pull up Season 4 world download, we could look at the Field of Dreams house, and maybe that would be a good choice. I'm not sure. Hey, welcome, Lizzie Mack. Merry Christmas to you as well. Happy New Year. I can't really talk about any group decision making for the next season. I can only talk about my personal planning. That's what we're working on here. Because like I said, even the stuff that seems like it might be settled isn't necessarily settled from a group standpoint. So, I mean, this next season could be called anything. So, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. So, why is it getting dark in here when I'm pretty sure... Oh, is it weather cycling? Weather clear / game rule do weather cycle false. Okay, that's what it was. I was like, why is it getting... Starter base can be a little arcade. The thing is, making an arcade isn't going to look good unless I do a bunch of custom maps of pinball machines, which would be really fun, but that's not an early game project. Like, I want my starter base, or I want my starter house to be like an episode 1 build or an episode 2 build this time. Yeah, I'm streaming to multiple services. Because, like, I waited way too long to build my starter house last time, and it caused me a bunch of problems. So I just want to build a house in the first few days. Even if it might not make it until episode 4 if day 1 has like 8 hours of good footage that I have to cut down. But like I don't want my starter house to be a long-term thing. I want to just grab some local wood and stone and just have it look like a house. Cuz it's also going to be near the resupply, right? So I don't want it to look super weird. Hey, Creeper Sticks Music, thank you for raiding. Hope you're doing well. We are just brainstorming ideas for my next season of HermitCraft. And we were going to go revisit an old world, assuming that I can actually properly load it. So we're going to rename that. Okay, okay, we're going to extract all, I guess. HermitCraft 4 full. So, yeah, we're doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Like, I want it to look like a house that I can build quickly. And so part of that is that I'm either going to build a house in here, in this planning world. That's why we have the planning world. Is to build a house here to figure out what I could build quickly when the season actually starts. Because, like, I want to go exploring and traveling and stuff. And so I just want to have something done that doesn't look embarrassing, right? So, yeah. Build a beach shack made of barrels. It looks ugly, but takes up little space and deals with storage. I mean, that's not necessarily terrible. Okay, so do I know what biome I'd like to build in? Well, I'm going to build the starter house wherever the resupply area is, which is the server respawn, and I don't know what biome that is, and I won't know in advance because I refuse to learn anything about the seed, because I want to improvise exploring and all that. So I don't know what biome we're going to start in. So that's the other thing, is the house needs to be adaptable to different kinds of wood or things like that. The stuff you guys are talking about that's really gaming specific for the starter house. The problem is it's like, oh, I need white concrete powder for that. And it turns out we're in the wrong place to get white concrete powder by 1,000 blocks. No, I need to get the house built so I can move on. What about a generic contractor supply warehouse as a starter house since you want it near this resupply area? Well, but the resupply stuff is going to look like warehouses. And I don't want it to look... Yeah, a hunting cabin or a tavern might look better, but, like, I want to have an actual house. That's kind of what I'm going for. Like, that's my gut. I didn't have a real starter house at the beginning because I was building other stuff. Did I have a starter house in season 6? I don't think I've had a starter house since, like, season 4. I don't think I've had a real starter house since season 4. And so I want to have, like, a real starter house this time. Okay? That's what I want to do. And, like, it's fine if you guys don't want me to do that, but that doesn't mean I'm going to change what I'm doing to what you want. Okay, so... Okay, I think I got season 4 loaded up here. So we're going to save and quit to title. We're going to go single player. And we're going to see... Hopefully this will... It's fine. Create backup and load. Yeah, so no netherite house on day 1. How long does this normally take? You know, I don't want to do a hobbit hole. I want it to be above ground. Because, like, I did a big underground area in, whatever. I did a big underground thing in season 7. Well, so SCJDG, I want to save the token idea. I want to save the arcade ideas for the real base. I don't want any sort of cool arcade element is for the actual base. It's not for the starter house. I don't have time to gather the materials to build a house like what you guys are talking about, something hyper-themed day 1 or day 2, because it's going to distract from my ability to go hang out with the other hermits, and hanging out with the other hermits is the focus in the early game. The winery wasn't a starter house, is what I'm saying. I haven't done a real starter house since season 4. So if I am going to recreate a house from something else, like the Mystery Shack from Gravity Falls, I need to plan it out now such that I could build it in like an hour when the new season launches. I've considered building a house that's like a model in a pinball machine, like Elvira's House of Horrors. But... And I'm going to look at some other pinball machines to see if they have any house elements. Wow, updating this map is going to take forever. I don't know what an ice loger is, Seeing the Bleen. Lightning Aussie says, why did my message get flagged? I don't know. I'm not in charge of Twitch. In fact, I don't see that your message did get flagged. Or if it did, it might be in some sort of weird moderator queue that I'm not looking at. Because I'm the only moderator, so I don't have to look at the moderation queue. I just let Twitch decide. If Twitch said your message was bad, then I don't know. It must have been pretty bad. Like, I can just... Like, I don't have the energy to deal with that stuff today. I am exhausted from driving. I have been driving so much the last few days to see family and stuff, and my brain is dead. I don't have the energy to deal with that. So what is Turtlebrook? Is that the Scute server? Okay. Back to game. Is there a world here? Did this do anything? We don't get a world. Really? After all that, it's just empty? Is it loading? I don't even know what's going on. Okay. Are we really high up? Okay. Well, let's take a second from screaming into the void about that and say thank you very much to Lizzie Mac 2010, who says, "On your might!" and tips 160. Woo! Alrighty. Thank you very much, Lizzie Mac, for that. Appreciate you. So let's sort out the math on that. Well, the first $7, that gets us the face camera expansion. So here we go. It's time to expand Jost. Lowering the Joe opacity now to 50%. We are now in T. Joe Eckhillsberg mode. Boom. Then 27 gets you another face camera expansion. So here we go. It's time to grow hills. And we're going to lower the Joe opacity now to 42%. If you had questions about that, there's your answer. We're going to turn off that ring light too. And whoa! Apparently it was the right thing to do to just let Lizzie tip, and then the chunks will load eventually. The chunks will come, right? Okay, so we're going to let this keep loading for a minute, it looks like. Because it's somehow eventually going to work. So let's see, we were at 27, I think. So then, boom, 47, that gets us another face camera expansion. So here we go. It's time to grow hills. Brr. That's going to lower us to a frigid 32% Joe opacity. So 67. Here we go. Expand Jost. And that is going to lower us now to 24% Joe opacity. Already 87. Here we go. It's time to grow. And also to wait for chunks to load. So Lizzie Mac, I would have given up on this. You saved the day here. Lowering the Joe opacity now to 20%. Okay, was that... I think that was 87. Was that 87? I think I said 87. My brain is fried. Okay, so then this next one, that's going to be 107. So here we go. It's time to grow. And then we are going to lower the Joe opacity now to 16%. There we go. And then 127. Boom. Here we go. Time. Are all the chunks loading also? Let's maybe fly around a little bit so we can load some more of the chunks. Because it would be fantastic if we had more chunks loading while we took care of this. Here we go. It's time to grow hills. And we're going to lower the Joe opacity once again. Now to 12%. Okay. So then, next up, 100 and... Let's see, that was... Yeah, that'd be 127. Grow hills. And we're going to lower the Joe Passy now to 9%. And then 147. What do you know? It's time to expand a Joe. It's me, I'm the Joe. It's a lot of clicking. A lot of clicking today here on the HermitCraft server. Or the HermitCraft world backup. So then we're going to transform center to screen because it would take me forever to find my eyes again. Turn that down to 6%. And then finally, so that was 147. Then 157, 160. Boom, that puts us 7 away from the next face camera expansion. And we are at 6% Joe Passy now. Christopher rolls in with 5, who says chunk or tip-based chunk loading? Question mark. That puts us 2 away from the next expansion. Tips are welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. So, let me look at the chat real quick. Okay, we're going to time out the person screaming. No screaming. Okay, whew. Alrighty, there we go. There we go. Why are we still setting up? Because we're setting up for the next season of HermitCraft, don't you know? Okay, so this is season 4. Oh, here's the library I built. Based on Lanham Memorial Library. Or, no, this is Mary Muser Library in Wilson, Pennsylvania. Or at least a very rough mock-up of it. This is nothing like what the actual one looks on the inside. But I tried to get the outside windows and proportions and stuff right. So this is a library that I filled with books, like enchanted books and stuff. Although the enchanted books might not be working. So this was a Season 4 house I built that is a library. Hey, don't yell in... Okay, you're yelling in all caps twice. I don't have time for it. And you're spamming the same question 3 times. Yeah. If you're yelling in all caps and spamming, you don't get a timeout. You get a ban because you're breaking 2 rules at once. Yep. So this was a house that is actually relatively small footprint-wise that I could probably rebuild pretty quickly in the new season. So this is an option. The building has a few doors. It's a very cozy small town library. It's a house that was donated to the town. Was it borough? It was a borough. It wasn't even a township. It was a house that was donated to the township so they could have a small local library. And then over here, this was my starter house in Season 4. I'm not going to copy this because it's like a Mesa house. And it's just like a little Adobe thing here. The At Joe Hills party balcony, yeah. My post box, I got a rock. So then this was the downstairs of the house. I had like a stable in here. My 2 horses, one of which was killed. There's Low Hills. Wow, the game is like really freezing up as the new chunks are getting loaded. We had some crops here. This was vintage beef space. Oh, he put his Christmas tree. He was doing like a Martian theme. And so he was out here on Mars. But one thing I remember that I had was I put in a little dock down here so that I could get to my base when I got my late game base. So we had the starter houses for like the first few weeks or months of the season, and then we built other bases further out later. And I built these buoys so that I could get to my base later in the season from my house without going in the nether for like more dramatic like voiceover segments and stuff. Ezra Manning says I wasn't watching in Season 2, so this is pretty cool. Thank you, Ezra. So unfortunately that means we're going to have to modernize every chunk between here and there. But I feel like that's probably worth it. Okay, so I want to keep the green ones on this side, I think. This is a very tight Elytras existed in this season, but you couldn't fly indefinitely with rockets yet. You had to shoot yourself with arrows. What about the old one-room schoolhouse? I don't remember building a one-room schoolhouse. But what I'm looking for is I want to kind of maybe revisit a small house from an earlier season that I did to kind of give it a sense of history. It's like I've been playing on HermitCraft since Season 1. This is a build I did in Season 4, but I wanted to revisit it with modern materials type of things. Okay, wait. Oh, boy. These... I feel like we're probably supposed to go this way. Yeah. Because we keep the red on our left. Make a Matrix-themed build. I actually was thinking about that, but there's not a lot of good exteriors in the Matrix. Like, they usually don't show things from the outside very much. You're just kind of in it. Ash, or Ashpate says, I really like the library. Oh, I did too. Yeah, you had to hit yourself with arrows to fly by using a punch bow. It was really difficult. And that's why I didn't use an elytra very much that season. Or actually at all, I don't think. I don't think I used an elytra at all in Season 4. I just took the boats back and forth. Okay. So I somehow have lost the markers here. Whoa, okay. Yeah, see, stuff is popping in. Okay, we might just give everything a second. I feel like this might have been Wells Knight's area, so we need to actually pop back out. Oh, it's generating the underground stuff. Yeah, we keep the green on our right here. It's generating the underground stuff, that's why it's taking so long. That makes sense for 118. Yeah, so this is definitely Wells's big mountain here. Yeah, Elytra's awkward teenage phase when they were first introduced, yeah. What about somebody else's base, says Ashpate, put your own spin on it. That's really... I'd have to clear that with them, and like part of what I want to do, though, is I want to focus on... I want to revisit kind of my old stuff, partially because I'm interested in seeing how I've grown, and rebuilding something I've done before would be a better way to do that, right? Okay. So we got a lot of underground. Here we are! We're here. We're here. We're at my base. / time set day. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so I did have the that's right. I put it in a little dock over on this side. What did I do for Christmas? I haven't really talked about that. I went and hung out with some family for a few days. My brother hosted us in his home. Just had a small party, but it was good because we haven't seen much of anybody for a long time. So, yeah. And then this is as far as you could go. So we gotta wait for these chunks to load. Actually, wait, hold on. Let's get these chunks loaded around us first. I'm realizing I had somewhere over here, I think I actually had like an old abandoned collapsed dock that I wanted to come in through, and I'm too lazy to take the boat around. Yeah, the frames are chunky because we're loading an old map in 118 and it's generating all the underground. Revisit the block junk. That's the reason I didn't do the Season 1 house, though, is the Season 1 house, I didn't actually build or design that. Somebody else did. Oh, here we go, here we go. This is the old, like, abandoned dock thing here I put in. The problem is I don't want to show the build while it's like halfway loading in. I'm trying to like look at the ground and like let everything else. Yeah, we're revisiting Season 4. This is my base from season 4. Oh my gosh, trying to fly it keeps lagging. This is I'm dying, Squirtle. Yeah. Okay, so here's my portal. So the portal is how I intended for people to visit this place for the first time. But we gotta get all these chunks loaded. Load chunks, load. Kill the entities. It's not the entities, it's the reason it's slow is because it has to generate all the underground chunks for all the old, because this is an old map from season 4. So we just got to give it a chance to render all the new, what do you call them? All the new underground areas. Okay. Oh, yeah, also for Christmas, my daughter got Pokemon Brilliant Pearl or whatever. And so she's got Bidoof. And so I keep wanting to be like, Bidoof. Bidoof is on fire. I'm dying, Squirtle. Yeah, it's custom terrain, so it's taking super long to convert. There's nothing I can do about it. But in the meantime, while the 10 million new underground blocks are being spawned in, it's a good time to remind folks, we are currently at 6% Joe Pasty, and we are $2 away from the next face camera expansion, 22 away from the entrance of the Beetlejuice. Okay. So, Bidoof is a fun word to say. Super Tabine says, I got Pokemon Diamond. Awesome. I actually got, my brother gave me Pokemon Diamond as a gift and got my daughter Pearl. I haven't had a chance to play it yet. It's converting block IDs and item IDs, names to numbers, dropping damage values in block states. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so basically loading season 4 in 118 is, wow, the water on the frame rate is just brutal there. Yeah, so we're gonna let it catch up for a minute. Yeah, Legends Arceus looks fun. But are there wardens yet? Not yet. Let me just look at my CPU right now. It's like, give me all the cores. Yeah. Yeah, wardens are delayed, unfortunately. Okay. You got the complete series of the original Animaniacs in Tortron? Oh, that's awesome. Very cool. I might need to exit and optimize the world. Well, we're already here. So, yeah. Sawyer Kettler says, I got a green screen for Christmas, so today I made some videos. Awesome. Okay. So, wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not going to try and optimize the world. Well, the thing is, Lizzie Mac, if you hadn't tipped, we wouldn't have known that this even worked. So we're coming up here out of the corn into our slideshow about the Field of Dreams house. This is brutal. This isn't frames per second. This is seconds per frame. We're getting 3 seconds per frame. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're just going to stand here for a second. Bubbly says, I feel like I'm watching a flip book. Yep, this is why we left the setting up thing up. So if people want to complain, I can be like, look, I'm still setting up. Very show, much slide. Yes, thank you. Way too much of a fan. Okay. I never even got to build the little bleachers. Would lowering render or world gen distance help? I don't know, maybe. I don't know how to do that. What's simulation distance? But like when I move, it's going to kick in again, right? It's a clip show, PowerPoint stream. Simulation distance. Okay, so let's turn the simulation distance down to like minimum. Or like, let's leave it at 6, 5. Okay. So at least now we're not doing like the entire ocean out there. Okay. Is that a baseball field? Yep, this is the farm from the Field of Dreams. This was my Season 4 mega base. You could tell it was a mega base because it had 3 separate structures and a baseball field. Yeah, let's turn the render distance down to. Wow, the lag on the UI here is pretty crazy. Big Level Pro. Well, I hope you find a good piano teacher. Let's see if that actually... Okay, brings it down to 10 chunks here. Done. And single player render distance is also the distance that chunks try to load. Okay, good to know. Okay. So, of course, it seems to have unloaded, and now it's reloading a bunch of chunks. Okay. So, yeah, I built this giant wheat field so that people could yell at me for building a baseball field in it. 18 to 10 is 1/3 the chunks. The 100 FPS limit is not the issue. I agree. Okay. Oh, it sounded like it was working. Loading up an old world of Java is like exploding hundreds of TNT in Bedrock. Apparently. Did Mumbo secretly build a farm under this field? There's a farm in my farm. Dang it, Mumbo. Okay. I'm watching the water animation. Yeah, it's rough. Okay. Yeah, it's based on the book Shoeless Joe. But yeah, so this is the house I'm thinking about. Because, like, it felt like a big house back in Season 4 when I built it, because it was, like, bigger than any other house I had ever built, basically. But it's actually not that crazy big. And I could build it relatively quickly. I think I used quartz to get the aluminum siding look. Yeah, see, I probably should have just opened this in an old version of Minecraft, but when I tried opening an old version of Minecraft recently, that failed. Yeah, just double tapping space doesn't really work great. Oh boy. Now that we're this close, why don't we go ahead and lower the render distance again? Maybe that will help. Now that's going to probably try reloading a bunch of these chunks, but hopefully it'll reload less of them. Yeah, the iron trap doors worked really well. Maybe take it off fancy. I don't think it's the graphics, Gracewinder. It's not the graphics. It's trying to wait, map levels. I think the problem is the it's converting it from an old it's converting it from the version that it's converting all the blocks and the chunks with new IDs and stuff because it's an old map, right? The haze on the screen, that's my face. We're currently at 6% Joe opacity, and we are currently $2 away from the next face camera expansion. And we are 22 away from the entrance of the Beetlejuice. What's a mip-map? It's like a TikTok for youths. It's like TikTok, but it's still cool. Okay. Wow. Can I just get over this fence? Hey! Let's just go inside. So, oh my gosh. Let's see, I guess I put my basement down here with a bunch of storage. Robot. What are these signs? Oh, hey, here. See, look at me. I was making goals and stuff and trying to ask myself helpful questions. This is... I'm definitely not running folding. I just checked. I'm definitely not running folding. Look at this. This is like what I do with NJ now, except like younger Joe. This is me. I hadn't even turned 30 yet, probably, when I put those up. So that would have been, what, 5-6 years ago? We got a lot. There was... I don't think we had hoppers yet, so my furnaces sure were furnacey. Nashville ice. Oh, this is so weird being back in here. Hermit Graves. Coffee by a Skull. Hermit Herald. Joe Hill's Map #2 by Rendog. Now that this is actually loaded... But, like, as you can see, like, the layout of this house is pretty simple. I think we had, like, a TV up here. Yeah, we had a TV and a couch. I never really finished the interior in a meaningful way. Maybe there were hoppers. Maybe I just wasn't good at them yet. A bunch of horse armor. Okay. BRB stream. So this is... Yeah, I was streaming back then, I guess. By that point. Because I have my BRB stream sign. What is this one? Joe Hills' DreamHack 2016 bling. What is DreamHack? I don't even remember. Man, my kid was 3 at this point, so I wasn't sleeping much. I don't remember any of this. But, core concept... I got enough of the structure of this house figured out initially that I could rebuild it better. DreamHack is probably a convention, but I don't remember going to a convention called DreamHack. Maybe somebody else went to one, to DreamHack, and brought me back a... Maybe somebody brought me back a DreamHack diamond. There's a Smash competition? I feel like I'd remember if I went to a Smash competition. In Austin, Texas in 2016. I've never been to Austin, Texas. I always wanted to go. So somebody else probably went. Somebody else on the server probably went and brought me back a diamond because I wanted to go. And they couldn't. But that's interesting. Okay. So one thing I remember about this base, too, is my Patreon monument from this season. This was the first season I think I did a Patreon monument. Oh, boy, we're back in the frame rate zone. My Patreon monument was back over here. And I was doing a terracotta excavation of, like, a terracotta army. That goes to Wells's. Oh my gosh. Lag. Guten Lag. I was in San Antonio and I didn't come through Austin. No, because I flew. since I, had to take care of my kid when my ex was in grad school, I could never really drive anywhere. I always had to fly and fly back. Like, I'd be like flying into conventions Friday night, flying out Sunday night or Monday morning. I feel like we're near it. I feel like it was right over here. Just gotta wait for the chunks to load. Whoa! Something is up here. It feels like it was right over here, but the chunks aren't loading, so I don't know. Let's just stand here for a minute. Mr. Lance says, I really liked your idea for the monument for that season. Yeah, I did too. I try to do something weird every time, but... or interesting. I don't know. Changing quartz to something else would be cool. I want to see this house in a more rustic block palette. Yeah, I think that would be good. Okay, let's see if these chunks load. I mean, there's torches there, so... So many chunks to load. Okay. Well, maybe I'm in the wrong place. I don't know. There it is! Cloud of Sparrow says, hello, there's lag today. Well, we are loading a Season 4 world in 1.18.1, and apparently if you load old worlds, they have to generate all the world gen in the bottom, and do a bunch of changes. Yeah, 2016 worlds don't do a great job of converting on the fly, apparently. Yeah, I'm not super interested in promoting Disney products, especially because they're not paying me to do that. Yeah, my Cheers bar from Season 3 never got finished, and so that would be a cool one to come back to, but I don't know. Somebody says, looks like there's some redstone down there too. Well, you'll see. Excuse me. Come on, load. So, for this season, dang it. So for this season in particular, the Patreon build monument was a terracotta army, because terracotta had just been added to HermitCraft. This is Season 4. It's not that my computer's old, it's that the map is so old that it has to update all of the block IDs and do a bunch of world gen underground and stuff. But yeah, so we have decorative observers here. Do I need cheers if everyone already knows my name? Good point. But yeah, so this was the first year we did the Patreon monument, and so if we come around the back, you can see that everybody kind of picked what blocks they wanted, or if they didn't, I picked for them. And aw, there's Eagle Fam. And let's see who this one is. Oh, actually, I think I just gave them, like, they were like squad leaders. Everybody got a squad. Doughboy, Devious Hat. And so that's why there's like one bright, colorful one on each bit. Serial Robot. Dane Leon, yay. Mr. Buster. Ozathoth. Now, this was one of those things where it's like, hey, Brendan Atkins. Black Flag. Sweeping Page. So the idea of this, though, was that because the real Terracotta Army is just this massive archaeological dig. Joseph and his amazing Technicolor Lagfest. Yeah, I know. Can we jump and fly? No. We gotta wait for the chunks to finish loading before we can fly. You'll see that, like, we didn't get very far before we were switching over to gravel for these. I think we might have only had 12 Patreon subscribers or something, maybe, at the time. It was very low, because it was a new thing. But just in case, I was like, oh, I'll do this entire Terracotta Army so I don't run out of space for everybody. And we definitely did not need everybody. Okay. We're going to let the mouse catch up here. Walk a little bit. Try to turn 180 degrees. That wasn't 180 degrees. Try to turn again. Back. Oh, boy. You know, I really wish I had known that this was going to be such a problem, because I could have, like, preloaded this. But I was thinking season 4 would be new enough that we wouldn't have this many problems. But wow. Okay. Sorry, y'all. We're learning something today about opening up old worlds. Come on, really? Uh-oh. Now we're facing absolutely the wrong way. Dual Phoenix. Mother Yackle. Yeah. I think those were the only two on this row. And then I wanted to show, like, just how big this whole thing was, but with the render distance turned way down and stuff, you'd probably be better off just going back and watching a season 4 video. This is a terrible, instead of this season 4 slideshow. Okay, save and quit to title. Somebody said that there's an optimize world button, but, like, I'm anticipating, somebody else said it would take forever. So maybe if I click start on that, we can come back here tomorrow and actually see this. Let's see. Where is that optimize world button? Is it under edit? Optimize world? Is this gonna be really bad if I click on this? I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of time. Just to make sure I'm not. The Groundhog Day Airbnb, or just B&B could be cool. Could I load the world up on my editing PC? Well, I'm not going to do that. My business, do I have an email for business inquiries? Yes, joe@joehills.net. So let's click this. We already hit create backup and load earlier, so let's click I know what I'm doing, because we can always re-download the season 4 world. So I'm just curious, what does this look like? I've never seen this before. It counts the chunks, so it figures out how many chunks it has to convert. 1,180,804. Now it's upgrading all chunks. But it hasn't done a single one yet. I already made a backup. We're downloading the backup. There's no robots here, warning. Okay. Well, I just wanted to see how it works, because this is something nobody's ever done. Or at least I've never done this. Do you guys do this stuff all the time? People are saying it takes a long while. Okay, well, I just wanted to see, like, how long a while. But, I mean, it's also time for me to go to bed. Because my kid's going to be up early in the morning because she doesn't have school. So, of course, she's going to want to hang out. Look at my CPU numbers. I'm sure they're... All right, let me check Task Manager. Performance. It's not that high. It's probably just like, oh, here it is. Look, look, look. It's actually doing them. Yay, all chunks. I wonder how many skipped chunks we would have. It's doing numbers over here. But yeah, one of the reasons I'm starting this is because I actually do need to go to sleep, and this is going to force me to like leave the computer alone for a little bit. But I wanted to see how it worked while I was on stream. Okay, Iskall, Ren, and Stress went to DreamHack 2016, so the bling probably came from Ren. Oh, I probably won it as a prize from Ren or something. Okay. So, okay. It's a lot of chunks, and it hasn't even hit 1% yet. That's a great point. I think it would need to hit, what, 10,000 to hit 1%? Yeah, 11,000. So we're like 1/4%. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and play the outro music while I figure out who we're going to raid. My Lay Your Head Down and Dream reprise. This will be about 1:24 while I figure out who we're going to raid.
The city is bright, but the stars keep growing dimmer. The dishwasher runs, then you find forks from dinner. Killing lights, charging phones, setting alarms to make their tones. Winding down, closing blinds, the rest for tomorrow when there's time. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and just let your mind flow downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Joe Hills has left the building.
We're raiding Sammy Higgins, doing some Sunday night HermitCraft. When you get over there, say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills raid here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring. Do 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 do.